is there an error in that, what they approved on the plan. And the second thing is going to be the request for rehearing, which is the step they have to take to go to Superior Court. So we have to look at those items and make some decisions. It's kind of recommended to me that we provide some additional comments on a couple items for added clarity. I think in regards to the real estate agent comments and the substantial justice being done, I think. Maybe a little bit to that, but we'll talk through it.
Right.
Give a few. We're already being recorded. Early tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the board can discuss, we can discuss among ourselves to see which way we'd like to go. We can choose to authorize if so, I think it has weight to approve a request for rehearing and start from ground zero, or we can approve a limited rehearing per se, which is still kind of a can of worms, but, or we can just look at it, provide comment, and no, it says 6 on the one that she sent us. So this is the document. That's what Madeline sent me, an email, I should say, in regards to rehearing the plan.
So I was just looking up 674. I was thinking 678.
And she has a little narrative on the bottom that just kind of says what you're looking for, but still.
That's the attorney.
Yeah.
Opinion.
I just asked her what are the steps we're doing here, what's our role and authority and ability, and she basically said you can void a planning board decision, you can amend it, you can, for RSA it's all in the language, so you can make any decision as ought, make any statement or decision as ought have been made, and you can amend what they've done. So.
You can agree, right?
Or you can agree, correct. Yeah. That's what they did.
I'll never believe Brett again.
Oh,
Speaking of which, did Brett have a chance to, he had said he was wondering on certain pages of the zoning ordinance?
I believe he did, yeah.
He got the page numbers?
Yeah,
Okay,
he
good.
mentioned it to me, passed them on to me as well.
Good. And Michelle has those, she read up on those. Those will be pertinent for the planning board appeal. But we have no,
what did I read up on? The zoning ordinance?
yeah, the parking ordinance. Something's wrong, Dave. We have no folders, no applications.
She's not here.
She didn't even prep them though, I'm saying.
I think she's got them prepped.
I think so.
Yeah.
I was even here earlier today. She didn't say anything about
Timer.
timer.
Yeah, I did come in and get squared away.
Oh, nice. And Jen said she was going to start a spreadsheet just to kind of keep track of who needed to renew those, and so we know. So I think that's good.
But she only had from 2016
I thought that's what I said.
vice chair. You don't start as a vice chair. So I went back to my notes, and my notes only go back to 2012. I think it was 2010.
But I
Yeah.
mean, 2016.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. You and Wendy.
Yeah.
And then I have the same thing on here with apparently civil engineer according to.
When it was that you could appoint
I don't know if it was recommended. This is what Jen turned up, but. So I don't know if we need to say like her.
It's on record with the town clerk that but they've been appointed to the board.
Just say that.
Yeah.
Maybe vague.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the more compelling thing is there's the sworn in.
Yeah, we got that too.
I didn't. I told Madeline that we had it in their copies. Okay, can you probably speak to that a little bit tonight? I don't know how much. Oh.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was 2010 because I think it was 2 years after my first term on the board, selectman, and then
There's definitely
yeah,
items that say we were appointed by the selectmen.
I certainly was not.
Selectmen's representative.
Yeah,
It's not a position.
exactly.
But I don't know how much we need to even.
I won.
Go
That's
into
what I'm
details.
I
saying.
wouldn't even
Yeah.
really acknowledge it.
I think maybe we just say denied. It's on record. Yeah, good one.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of my responses I came up with, and a lot of those things. I think on the items that don't have any weight to them, just that was great. Just denied. See record.
Yeah,
That'll be ours.
just like the
Just like
boards
the
do.
boards do. You go find it's in
Yeah.
there. I did have some good points on some of them. I was able to
Yeah.
get some good information, but she had points on like 4 through 7 maybe, which is you and Brett's comments and how we relied on them. I think I just lumped them all together and said for 4, 5, 6, just all see number 7. Just
Yeah.
addressed as one
Yeah.
bulk and just support. Basically, just said, in my mind, my take on it would be the question is, was that a decision that the board relied on to make that decision or not? And I have information from the meeting minutes that we discussed the previous meeting. We discussed the real
We'll
estate
talk
letter.
about that.
Right. So
Yeah.
I think I'm just saying those 3 or 4 items are almost like one in
Yeah.
my mind.
Yeah.
They could
I
blame
think she'd come after me for the real estate comment.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Well, I don't know. I didn't. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna address it.
No, I think we're just going to call it. It's going to lump it in, and I think it's more so that did the board solely rely on that comment to make its decision when we had already been discussing? We had other discussions, previous meetings about real estate values and about pre-existing businesses, like our decision letter says. Our decision letter actually says that it's based on previous businesses in this district, also. So.
And I think even Jane's letter references it.
Mm-hmm. Brett, how's it going?
Can I unlock that door or no?
That's what she's
With Mr. White, he's not showing
He's
up.
right here.
Oh,
I just
there
sent
he
him a text to let me in.
Jenny's on her way,
Okay.
Okay.
so you want to wait till she arrives,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then we'll let them in?
You can let
Come
him.
on, man.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Fine.
Okay.
Nothing.
Hey,
You
Dwayne, have a
won't
seat.
come until Jenny's here?
Correct.
Correct.
I just wanted to let you know that you
Sir.
are being recorded,
Everything you,
so even after
See,
they
those
leave,
lights are
even after
on.
they leave,
Yeah.
don't say nothing until Walker ends the
What?
meeting.
Do I have to say like my true feelings about you?
please don't. Not in a public forum,
It'll
anyway.
be like,
We all.
Oh, no sign.
Yeah, it doesn't have that 8-second delay.
Should there be a sign?
Do we need to sign in?
Yeah, our clerk's on the way in. She'll get it. We're gonna have to hang tight for a few minutes while she. Wait
Stuck
for
on
her
Route
to-
3.
What's that?
She's stuck on Route 3.
I hope not. Hopefully she's local.
How's your dad?
You're keeping him at.
I would. Hey, Brett, I would let you in, but I wasn't there to let you in.
So, this morning he was fine. Did you talk to him last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he got real dizzy. He said he was trying to reach for his pool stick and he couldn't grab it. And then he said he'd keep falling back. And then he said he didn't know on the ride home. He didn't even know where he was.
Nice to meet you. I don't even have my book today. How you been, Jay?
Wonderful. Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah, how's it going?
Sorry.
Did you just put a sign-in sheet out there?
I did, yes. So if anybody wants to sign in, I'm so sorry to
Yeah,
shift
so
up
he
there
was
now.
slurring his words and then he was.
I can bring it to you, but we'd like,
Snickers
you don't
bar.
want to stand up.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't mind it so much. I'm learning a lot.
Does anybody want a copy of the agenda?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we're gonna need-
this
Chuck had helped him with his clothes
It's
on.
fine.
He used to walk with
That's
his car.
funny.
He was slurring.
Used to
pretty
be
bad.
working the book
How are you doing?
So they didn't know what those were minor.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Jay.
Yeah, I'll be back.
He said EKGs, he said CAT scans, they've been out. So he went up to urgent care this morning just to comment about the looks one. He said, couldn't follow their conversation. And then when you think, all right, now I know what they're talking about something different. And then he's trying to think, and then he's thinking about something totally off the wall. So it's
How are you?
I'm not loving this, getting dark at like
I don't know.
I hate this time of year.
But they checked, it wasn't UTI, all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
so they're gonna keep him for observation tonight. It's Catholic medical,
Oh, okay.
so you see him sick.
Walking every day. It's beautiful today.
So he would get this one or this one?
She was telling me about it. Yeah, Henry was telling me how excited you were. I think it's great. Did they deliver it right to where you wanted it?
No,
Oh, you meant. Oh, you're all set for the winter. Well, sometimes that is the case. It's like insurance. It's like the time it gets generated.
Well, if it was a stranger, it would say that. Anybody use a Spanish sheet in here, or was that where Diego? I'm not signed it. Sure, I'll bring you right over.
yeah, I think I've read all this.
This doesn't have the rest of.
Missing some.
This is just planning board decision. Oh, no, it's in front. Sorry. Anyway, my packet was the flood information. That'll work.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not,
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, put that on your flag. Yeah, it's just have it like that.
Was that your pen that wound up that way?
Sorry?
Was that your pen that wound up that way?
Yes.
Okay, I'll fetch it back.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That wasn't in the packet the other day. That was the
Yeah.
old one.
Oh, yeah?
That's all right.
No, that
Oh,
sheet.
yeah, I don't remember.
Oh my god.
I think it was a little while ago. Thank you. Just seemed like it'd be nice to have that. So, anybody wants to say something on that paper?
Does she have the full sheet?
Do you have the plan from the plan that planning board approved? From Fieldstone.
There's one that was set with the walkway, but there was never, from what I understand, Fields had set like a newer one.
Yeah, well, it's fine. Yep.
I'll
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
a copy.
Yeah. That would be nice to be able to pass around if needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got it right there. Oh, not sure that. There it is.
You didn't get one of these?
He's like, not able to see
That's a
it.
good eye. I wasn't thought I did.
It was handed right here.
Oh, was it?
I didn't know if she gave one to everybody.
It's not. Oh, she's got it now. Yes. Okay. Any chance to make it 11 by 17? If it does that or not?
I'll try it. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
try it. Let's try it.
You're making me feel that.
I'm so sorry. I apologize for
I
that.
think that made it worse.
I can try to make better.
Didn't blow it up, it just did.
Just kept it the same, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, same thing.
Oh, that's much better. This is different than what I have.
Really?
The date on yours.
May 10th.
So it should be
May 10th. You see what I'm saying? If you look at the house here, this has a circle.
Yes. So this has to be.
And 59-1. One of these is, this one is lighting.
Mm.
That's what it's showing, G Lighting Solutions.
Yeah.
On this small one.
Yeah.
Oh, this one says G Lighting Solutions as well. But you see the fees, whatever that is.
Yeah.
That's not on
Oh, yeah. They just took that G Lighting Solution, just took the plan and overlaid this.
Same plan?
Just one has the lighting overlaid on it.
Was that what these round circles are?
Yeah.
That's lights.
Yeah, you see that little legend at the bottom that has actually only one circle around it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm late, everybody.
No problem, we haven't started.
I guess I'm early.
Okay, second time's a charm. When you first heard this open
There we
back.
go.
Sorry, I forgot.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just coming back to you. And I figured it out.
Oh, wow.
Asking Michelle.
It's a different perspective, huh?
It's like eating carrots. It's like eating carrots. So this doesn't have these lighting circles. Does that matter?
No, no.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, no, thank you. You were 100% correct.
Mm-hmm.
50.
No. There it is. This is 25, 25 right there.
Okay.
This one's 50, and that comes up.
the agreements in here. And then it goes into this contract. Oh, wait a minute. No, I think that's it over here.
I'll show you here. More definition to it.
I think that might be it there, that goes right along the edge of the rain garden.
So I saw it.
Yeah.
What's that one?
Yeah.
Should be,
Is that one?
yeah. All right. All right, thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll apologize for the delay. We'll get kicked off here. We'll start with roll call with those present. Lou, would you mind starting?
Lou Alvarez, present.
Brett Kivela?
David Lage.
Walker Fiery.
Jay Hopkins. Dwayne White.
Michelle, sorry.
Jennifer Worth, land use clerk.
The first item on the agenda tonight is case ZBA 202309. Richard and Sharon Smith requesting an appeal of administrative decision in regards to a planning board approval for 99 River Road. This hearing continued over from November 2nd. Before we get started, is there anybody that needs to recuse themselves? Dwayne, stepping down?
I think
Who's stepping down? Yep. We're going to appoint Michelle as an alternate to fill in as a full member tonight, as well as Brett and Jay. Alternates will be sitting in tonight. So the members you see here at the board are tonight's voting members.
I have a correction to something that you said in the introduction. So this is not a case, this is an origination ZBA case. This is a part of Superior Court Case 226-2023-CB-00286, which is a required appeal as part of that Superior Court case.
You get all that, Jen?
Yep.
Okay, sounds
Noted.
good. Understood?
This number you read is the ZBA.
Yeah, I do see the
Yeah.
ZBA case
Yeah.
number. Can we verify that we were properly noticed, abutters notifications and publicly posted?
Yep.
Good.
So there's an objection there for a fatally flawed newspaper article that appeared on October 24th in the Monadnock Ledger.
They did print it as planning, not ZBA.
That was not the issue.
Oh, sorry. That's the only issue I know of.
What
At
is
one
the
point.
issue?
All notices are required to have a date and time and along with the location. Location was not part of the advertisement.
Didn't we continue this from last time's hearing?
Yeah, because we didn't have the full
Full
board to
quorum.
hear it.
So we were here. While we
Yeah.
were here, we continued this on,
Correct.
which would have been
The date was
November 2nd.
It's on the second page.
So this would have been the date that the thing was on. Right, so we continued it from the last one, if there's any
The issue is
correction.
not that you continued it. The issue is that there's no location given in the newspaper article, which is a required element in the notification.
For November 2nd.
For November 2nd.
The article ran on October 24th.
That's what kind of didn't happen.
I think, is there a reason why it wasn't brought up on, your comment was brought up on November 2nd?
Because you didn't open the hearing for anything substantive. You opened it and asked me if I wanted to continue.
Right.
Because you didn't have an.
Correct.
I'm not required to bring up any substantive if the hearing's not open for substantive reasons.
I guess that wasn't my question, but we can move on.
You want to do a little RSA digging real quick, or where else did we post this?
It was posted at the post office as well as on the town board, and those, when they are posted, are on a letterhead with the address. So those definitely had the location.
And all the
on them.
abutters received the original notice.
Yep.
We have none of others that are not here tonight.
I'd like to ask the zoning board of appeals if Nancy is representing all of those abutters that she claims not to be here tonight. Do you represent them?
Yes, I represent all of the individuals that are named on the documentation that is before you this evening. Those people are Richard Craig and Sharon Smith, Robert Ann Marie Fournier, Stan Zabrick and Luis Del Papa, Chris Allen and Marilyn Stowe, Gregory and Sayed Calibiano, Christopher O'Leary, Elizabeth Freeman, Colin Carroll, and myself.
So you represent all of those individuals?
Yes.
I'm confused. If council represents all of the abutters who are and are not here, and she's here, why can't we just proceed?
We're trying to do some due diligence here. Hang on.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it just the tonight keeps going down.
Yeah, you want to say the same thing?
She represents the abutters that she mentioned. There are abutters that she does not represent.
I wasn't aware of that.
Not all abutters are,
But they got the letter, right?
yes,
So they all
Yes.
know about it.
yes.
Non-voters do not receive certified mail on this hearing.
Can I ask a question?
This was posted on the town website.
Yep. As well as the 2 physical locations.
What are the 2 physical locations?
Post office and town board.
What's that? Yeah, that would be subsequent. They're discussing the original.
when it is electronically filed on the website as well, there is an option for people to sign up and they receive those notifications as soon as they're published. They're sent an email that something was posted.
Good to know.
Whereas all the abutters were noticed, the ad was run. Somebody had a question about where it was going to be held. Is it something you found in there? Which one do you want? Because some of them that I read in there pertain to if you're trying to pass an ordinance.
675-7 says, in lieu of publication in a paper of general circulation pursuant to subparagraph A, notice may be posted on the municipality's internet website if such exists. If notice is posted on the municipality's website in lieu of publication in general, publication in a paper general circulation, the notice shall appear prominently on the website's homepage or a link directly to it and be posted at the time and stated in paragraph. Be posted at the time stated in subparagraph A and shall remain on the website until the conclusion of the hearing and be posted in 2 other public places. So
It's 10 days prior.
but the original one.
But I think her comment was because where it was published, even whether it's on the website or in the newspaper, didn't have that it's held at the town hall.
Gotcha.
You know, the address. But because the notice to the abutters was listed there, it was noticed in the paper. If somebody had a question, do they have the ability to call the town office to say, where is this going to be held? They're not aware that it's at the town office.
Can I ask a question? It's either like this, yes or no.
Nope.
You guys can only come through the internet service, yeah?
Yeah, I can't get in. I was just trying to. Let's see. I'm just gonna step on my desktop.
somehow I got lucky
I
that
would
comes
vote
through.
for that.
I think we're
That's a
gonna-
motion now. What do you think?
We'll go a little shorter, a 10-day limit to get it out. Noted originally noticed, but then we continued it from before. But the original one was this was put in the paper on the 24th. We had the meeting the 2nd, which, if you're not counting the day of, the day it was posted, and the day it was, which this says, day of, and the day it was the
So
hearing.
we're short on that.
A couple days short on the 10-day. But again, we continued it from that day.
And I didn't know. That's- Now, of course, just not having the address on there where the meeting was to be held, I'd say we should continue, but if we're short on the.
Original postings.
Right. They're
Notification
gonna say,
heads
well,
up.
somebody that didn't make that meeting didn't know that it was continued.
Even though a new update was put on the website, but and posted in 2 public places. But
This is, I would say if it's got the 10 days, we notice it.
at least 10 days out.
Yeah. Because by the time it gets,
Well,
did that thing say 10 days notice, so when we get it posted and up on the website or published in the paper?
Just in any of them. If you're gonna hear any, it be 10-day posted. It said this as a public notice.
My question is, if it's posted, yeah, if it had been posted tomorrow, but it doesn't go in the paper until Tuesday or Thursday of next week.
You can do in lieu of the paper. You can just go online in 2
Okay.
public places. You can still do the paper, but I'm saying if you have a
And if we could, from whenever we can get it posted.
what's that time
Yeah.
we're looking at though? We have
If it got posted tomorrow, that wouldn't be until the first week of December. I'd like to do this only once.
Well, I want to make sure we're
Yeah.
doing what we're supposed to be doing, correct?
Yeah.
But where does our 90 days fit?
Whenever this is the one that the court held us up on.
What else up on, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna take more than a meeting to go through the items. And the applicant's the one that has the issue with the noticing time.
Continue it out.
Unless you
to
got
our regular meeting, I guess actually, it's a regular date, December 7th,
yeah, that'd be the first.
the first Thursday in December. I wonder if our other
Smart.
applications tonight on the agenda is on the same boat or not.
Say that again.
Never mind.
I don't think we had.
I'm just saying the other item on the agenda is the application review, so it's not, so they have to be,
We can do that one now.
that we can do now.
Yeah.
Just thinking for the game plan for the whole night. Yeah, I mean, that says 10, at least 10 calendar days before the hearing, not to include the day the notice is posted or the day of the public hearing. So if that was the 24th, you know, we had basically 10 days counting the 24th, I'll take up 2 days.
But if I understand Jen correctly, they had it posted and on the website prior to the printing in the paper.
I believe so, yeah.
Do we know when that would have been?
I can double check on when I actually uploaded it to the website.
Could you check that? But that, I assume, it's going to be cut.
Extra careful. Belt and suspenders.
Says here, what? Look at 676.7.
This is the correct date for the notice in question,
October 5th.
right? Did I hear that right, or is it the other one I'm looking for? That was confusing.
We were originally,
Is that the right one?
How would I know? There's no.
What's the date for the public
we
notice
were
in
gonna hear it on
question?
November
Okay,
2nd.
so I'm too far ahead.
No, 676.7.
Yeah. That says 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we're hearing is an appeal.
Wait, 10 of them? Oh, 10.
No additional notice.
Which is what we did last time.
The issue was it's not continuing, so
What's that?
the issue is it's not continuing.
Number 10.
Right. Six, 7, 6, 7, 10. Yeah.
Mine goes up to 5.
I'm sorry.
5.
Oh, sorry, 5, yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
it says 5 days. So we meet that threshold. We didn't meet 10 days. Right? Till the 24th to second. Past it.
So according to the back end of the website, it was posted on October 25th.
Thank you.
October 25th. Not counting that day, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And not counting the date of the hearing, so we had 7 days.
And it was revised to,
But we only need 5 days,
right.
because it's an appeal.
Yeah, it does say 5 days for an appeal. Well, sounds like the timeline is fine with notification. I guess it comes down to if we want to move forward with, I mean, this, our 676.7 doesn't say about the place. It says notice. Defining, it still says time and place right here. We're coming up on that. What's that? It might just behoove us to. This says time and place also on this 5 day note. I'm saying a location of where it's at.
So even though the location address is on the letterhead, that doesn't count as being.
For the one that was on the website?
Yeah. Phone number, address, it's all in the letterhead.
So the 2 places of publication have it on the letterhead.
Correct.
So that,
Including the website.
yeah, so we actually went above and beyond and published it in the newspaper also.
Yeah.
Does that fall?
No, it says publications of the hearing shall be placed in a newspaper in there not less than 5 days before the date fixed for the hearing of the appeal.
This one doesn't have about posting on the website. I can't believe you'd only posted at one location in a newspaper.
Mm-hmm. The safe bet is probably just the old typical newspaper in 2 public locations, website to be safe. I mean, it's really a board decision, I guess. It comes down to everybody, what their decision is. But it almost seems like to me, just to be thoroughly, it's an option. We don't, we're already meeting on the 7th of December. As a typical, so.
Yeah, we're not gonna meet the week before. So.
Right.
Could be. That might be.
30th.
You want to meet on the 30th and just hear this?
It says, yeah. Right.
See, if the only technical part is the address wasn't there. So what does a person that wanted to attend do?
You would have to call and find the office, I guess. Our old existing, still in standing rules say all meetings shall be held at New Hampshire Town Office. Applicant Center. It's just the name of the place, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we've ever had this at a different location,
Place else
but
has always been here.
Come this far, I don't like technicalities.
What's the matter? Do we go on the 30th? I'll wait until the following week. Just wait till the following week.
I would say so. Or are you gonna be there? I don't think we have anything on the agenda anyways. I think it's, as of right now, empty on the 7th.
Alright.
I guess it's time to put out a new newspaper.
For the record, I'd make a motion then to continue this public hearing until December 7th.
Objection,
So then
can't
you can-
continue the hearing because it wasn't properly noticed.
Properly noticed
6 o'clock.
at 6 o'clock.
Does that work for you, Brett? Work for you for that date, Michelle? Does that work for you, December 7th?
Mm-hmm.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there a second for that?
Was there a second? We need a second for that. Redo it. Is there a second for Dave's motion?
I'll second.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Dave
Jerry.
seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're gonna make sure we properly notice it and send that, put that in the paper, make sure we have appropriate time and the place noticed on there. And we'll put that on for December 7th at 6 p.m., sorry. Not a.m., p.m.
Will you be renoticing neighbors or like individually, abutters rather? Or will you just be continuing?
We'll just be continuing. Right.
Because they already got, the butters already got original notices, right?
This
So-
now is only for those of butters that are interested parties that were not noticed, that rely on the newspaper or.
For the location.
Okay.
If you want to make a little note on there to the notes town office or whatever we normally say.
Town office meeting room.
Let's get Lou back in here if he's out there still, or, okay.
Alright. Next item on the agenda is Okay. An application review. We have stated as case ZBA 2023-14, Richard and Sharon Smith requesting a motion for rehearing for the decision of the Zoning Board of Adjustment issuance of to Article 4, Section B of the zoning ordinance to Jane Elwell on behalf of Silver Scones LLC. We have the applications in front of us. Does everybody have that? It's on the form that says application for appeal administrative decision, but it's crossed out, which is fine. And it says application for motion for rehearing. Nancy, would you like to present the
Sure.
application?
Sure. Included with the application, you have the required image of the abutting parcels and the list of the butters. Motion for a rehearing letter is attached. 13 counts. No payment was made at the time of application.
Did you want to talk through the 13 counts, or did you just want us to read through them? Or?
I don't know that that's necessary for accepting the application.
Well, we're reviewing the application to either approve or deny the request for rehearing.
Okay, that is not the procedure that you followed last time, but that's okay. We can do it that way. Give me just a second to get rid of some of this excess paperwork. Item number 1 pertains to David Lage and his ineligibility to sit on the case. He was a member of the Board of Selectmen until March 2021. Was the Board of Selectmen's representative to the ZBA up until that point. And after his term ended and he did not rerun for his seat, he was required to be reappointed to the ZBA pursuant to Article 14A1 of the zoning ordinance, and that did not occur. Would you like me to pause, or would you like me to keep going?
How do you want to do this? Do you want to go through all of them, or do you want to go one by one?
I would just let her go through them all.
Take notes and then have follow-up questions, maybe, or?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess if you could go through them, please, and then we'll take notes and follow up with some questions if we have any afterwards. Thank you.
Item 2, on March 10th, 2016, Walker Fari joined a ZBA meeting for the first time at Mr. Lage's invitation and expressed interest in joining the ZBA. On June 2nd, 2016, Mr. Fari's name appeared for the first time on the attendance roster as a member of the ZBA. Again, at no point was Mr. Fari appointed to the Board of Selectmen pursuant to Article 14A1 of the ordinance. Number 3, during the public hearing for the variance, the ZBA unreasonably restricted public comments in violation of New Hampshire RSA 676:7, Roman numeral I, little a. Near the beginning of the hearing, Chairman announced that there would be a 3-minute limit on testimony. The board does not have the authority to limit testimony to 3 minutes. In addition, Mr. Robert Fournier did not have an opportunity to give a PowerPoint presentation that he had prepared that evening. He only had that PowerPoint presentation in an electronic version on a thumb drive with him, and so was unable to submit it for purposes of the certified record at the hearing. The council made a motion to keep the certified record open in order to allow petitioners to submit documents for the record. That motion was denied. Subsequently, Mr. Fournier's PowerPoint presentation through council was submitted to the town and was denied for purposes of the certified record. That's an unreasonable restriction and an impermissible restriction on not allowing abutters an opportunity to be heard in violation of statute. Number 4, J. Hopkins' communication with an unnamed third-party real estate agent was illegal and demonstrated his bias in the case, requiring recusal. His identification that the applicant failed to sustain her burden of proof as it relates to element 4 caused Mr. Hopkins to go out and have a conversation, an illegal ex parte communication with a third party, bringing that information back during the deliberative session for the variance. Since Mr. Hopkins felt that the applicant failed to sustain her burden of proof that required him to vote no, instead he brought the information back so that he could help the applicant and vote yes. That requires recusal. The same is true for Brett Kibela. That's item number 6. And I'm not going to restate all of that in its entirety. Number 5, the ZBA relied on Mr. Hopkins' illegal ex parte communication with an unnamed third-party real estate agent when it included reference to that communication in its decision. That was an illegal action requiring the variance to be reversed. The same is true for the communication that Mr. Kibela had with the third party. Number 8, David Lage engaged in a chronic pattern of behavior to intimidate, harass, belittle, argue, and otherwise discredit the petitioners in order to influence his fellow ZBA members. This is bias requiring recusal. In a separate incident, he made a derogatory comment directed at me, counsel for the petitioners, on October 5th, 2023, also requiring recusal. Also on October 5th, this is number 9, Mr. Fari made a public statement demonstrating bias requiring recusal. He said to Mr. Holmes, after Mr. Holmes yelled at the board about my motions for recusal, "Do you want this decision remanded just like the last one?" That statement only means one thing, and that is that Mr. Fari already knew the ZBA was going to vote to approve the variance. That requires recusal. The ZBA's issuance of a variance for a small portion of a larger residential property creates a mixed-use property in violation of the zoning ordinance. A mixed-use property would require a separate variance. Separate variance was not required, was not applied for, and can't be issued in one variance. ZBA failed to properly consider the first prong of the variance criteria set forth in New Hampshire RSA 674:33, Roman numeral I, A, 2A. That element requires the ZBA to make specific findings and articulate how granting the variance will not be contrary to the public interest. This requires an analysis and comparison of the purpose statements in the zoning ordinance. ZBA just plainly failed to do that. ZBA failed to properly consider the second prong of their variance criteria. This is number 12. RSA 674:33 requires the ZBA to make specific findings and articulate how in granting the variance the spirit of the ordinance is observed. This also requires a comparative analysis between the language of the zoning ordinance and the application. ZBA failed to undertake the required analysis. Number 13, ZBA failed to properly consider the third prong of the variance criteria. The applicant failed to satisfy her burden of proof because she failed to allege an actual injustice. There is no injustice to the applicant. The applicant has owned her property since 2014 as a single-family residence, and denial of this application would have no impact on the operation of the property as a single-family residence. Number 14, the ZBA relied on illegal communications outside the public hearing record to meet the fourth prong of the variance criteria. Those are those conversations with unnamed third-party real estate agents that were illegal ex parte communications that the ZBA relied on for its decision. Number 15, the ZBA failed to properly consider the fifth prong of the variance criteria. The applicant failed to identify a special condition of the property that is related to the application for variance. citation of a special condition unrelated to the variance is not sufficient. In addition, the use is not reasonable because it is a mixed use. It is a mixed use property according to the approval, which is unreasonable and a violation of the zoning ordinance.
Thorough. Thank you, Nancy. Do we have any questions? You know, any questions? You have any questions, Brett?
I have one about the abutters list. The check was for 16 abutters, and the abutter list is 15. So I was just curious if it was 16th, or if you just want me to change that through determination for you.
I don't know the answer to the question. Is it just a matter of I didn't count the list correctly?
Could be. Mm-hmm. Yep. So the check that you gave me could be inaccurate. Just you might have overcharged yourself a little bit.
Okay. I'm happy to give you a new check for 15 abutters.
Okay. And if, as long as those are the correct abutters, then.
I think you're saying she overpaid.
Correct. Yeah. Just wanted to make you aware of that.
I mean, I think it's something like $8, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna try and figure out. Yeah, it's not a.
It's fine.
Wait till we go through. So we need to discuss through these items as a board and ultimately decide if there is grounds to grant the request for a rehearing. So that's going to be it's obviously a board determination that there's been some items presented before us that we will have to discuss through and ultimately make a decision on and have a vote on. So,
Did this one need public comment?
no, there is no public comment on this aspect as it is for approving or denying of to allow to grant a rehearing. So at this point in time, the board is going to want a deliberation. Does that sound about right?
We'll deliberate each one of them. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and discuss through each one. And vote. Number one.
I'd like to address that.
Go for it.
First of all, as a selectman, there is no ex officio member to the zoning board. Point two is I was a zoning board member prior to becoming a selectman in my second term. And I would deny this because it is on file with the town clerk, the appointment and the oath.
Anybody have any questions for Dave and his validity? Okay. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, Dr. Farley was not eligible to sit as a member of the ZBA to hear this case. I'll address that. I also disagree. I was appointed a member by the Board of Selectmen on April 12th, 2016. And it is on record with the town clerk. Any questions for me? Number 3, the ZBA unreasonably restricted public comments in violation of New Hampshire RSA 676:7 1A in failing to allow all abutters and affected parties to be heard. I mean, for all intents and purposes, we did clear that with legal counsel to make sure we're within our rights for that. Also provided everyone at the hearing uniformly, I should say, everyone was uniformly given a fair and equal time to speak in regards to Mr. Fournier's choice to read a statement or show his PowerPoint. He chose to read his statement. Also, I don't know if anyone else here remembers this, but I do remember that TV came off the wall, and because Jane had used it to present, I should say, it was set up and the lights were dimmed to present a PowerPoint, and it was left open. We did call a brief recess after some point after, and I remember Mr. White got up and came back and he bumped his head on that TV and asked the audience if anybody was going to need this device this evening, and nobody commented on that. I don't know if anybody else remembers that, but that was my recollection.
Mr. White sitting in the audience. I don't know if he recalls banging his head or not.
I remember tripping over the cord and banging against the screen, yeah. I do. And I did ask if anybody else was going to use it.
But just a couple items that I'm just bringing up and what I remember and I guess what I have to say to this issue. Also, for those that wanted to submit their statements, the board accepted all material that everyone had prepared with them that night. The public comment portion of the hearing was closed that night also, September 21st.
I'd also like to add to that, in her first paragraph, she said that the ZBA did not have zoning board procedures in place as of September 21st, 2023, and that is inaccurate. We do have them in place. I think they were in effect in 1993. Was that the last update, Jen? Do you recall?
I thought mine was 96. 96 was the last update on it, but then it says 90. Yeah. That's the old set that we're working on, that we just updated and will go into effect in the near future.
So we did have.
Well, Michelle has a printed one that has all like the amendments on the front.
Oh, right, sure.
That's the newer one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Does anybody else have any
Yeah,
comments on
I
that
just,
item? Did you get all that, Jen, or did you want me to
I sure did.
Okay.
We're good.
number 4, 5, 6, and 7, I feel are all, if they're 2 pairs and they're all lumped together, I feel that they're basically all one item in regards to a board decision being made in regards to a comment about real estate agent input. I think we as a board need to discuss that and decide if those comments were used as deciding factors to come to a decision on this.
I can say from my perspective, they were not. We discussed on several occasions, even before going into deliberation, mainly on the documentation from out-of-state realtor that had not even visited this property, who insinuated, yes, if you build a large box store, could have an impact, but there was nothing specific, and that's what we deliberated on in deliberation. But during the public hearing, that was raised, and during the public hearing, we had also discussed the many businesses that have been or currently are still in operation there, and from our local knowledge, didn't feel that there was any impact on real estate values due to that. I thought what Jay and Brett did was nothing more than due diligence on their part as being members of the zoning board to discuss it with someone. And, in hindsight, could that have been discussed during the public session prior to deliberation? Sure, but from the point of relying on solely what they said, personally, I never would have imagined that as factoring into my decision.
I would agree, and it is part of our meeting minutes from December 21st, where we did discuss that letter, the relevancy of it. It is in the meeting minutes from that hearing. Also, the applicant's response to that was presented on September 21st. To criteria number 4 did also state the several businesses that have been located in this neighborhood previously. Just to build on what Dave's saying. And I'm with Dave on that. The prior discussions that we had leading up to that were the pertinent information that I was basing my decision on in regard to that criteria. But again, I feel like this is a board decision. We have to decide if we all feel the same way. You do? How about you, Brett? You do?
He's doing well.
Number 8, David Wage engaged in a chronic pattern of behavior to intimidate several petitioners, requiring his recusal. This is an item that was previously discussed at the October 12th hearing. At that time, David had disputed this and noted that he did not feel a need to recuse himself and that Mrs. Clark's comments are inaccurate. I would, and since nothing's changed since then,
I'd like to comment on that, I must say I in fact, I don't yell at a meeting. The conversation I had with Mr. Fournier was regarding the building code. I sat for 6 years on the State Building Code Review Board. I'm thoroughly familiar with the codes. I too have worked in construction for 38 years, so citing my direction to Mr. Fournier as being trying to discredit him. I'm not discrediting anyone, but when it goes off topic, that it's something that I don't feel should be part of this hearing, I will mention it. And I think that's what a public hearing is for.
well said. Any thoughts, questions, concerns from the other members on that? Number 9, Walker Fari made a public statement demonstrating bias, requiring recusal. I, again, would disagree as I did back on December 12th. I was merely stating procedural manners.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions for me on that note? Number 10, the ZBA issuance of a variance for a small portion of a larger residential property creates a mixed-use property in violation of the zoning ordinance.
And I'm there, I'm totally confused because I don't see anything in our zoning ordinance combining mixed use with the approval of a variance. If you have an existing use that's allowed, then a variance isn't required. But if you're asking for relief from that zoning ordinance and a variance is required and we approve it, then that's what's been approved.
Yeah, I kind of look at it at the high level. We give a variance for a use on a piece of property, specifically with a plan showing the areas of impact, regardless of you know, we didn't actually put definitions to any.
Yeah, it's not like we put a
boundary around
childcare next to a gasoline station being operated in the same building.
I would argue it's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So on that one there, I don't see any grounds for approval.
I just wanna. Okay. Number 11, ZBA failed to properly consider the first comment of the variance criteria. I thought we did a great job, and I would just disagree and see the record.
I agree. I think we noted it in the meeting minutes and in the decision letter how we felt they met that first criteria.
Jay? Anything else, Brett?
Fine.
No additional? Number 12, the ZBA failed to properly consider the second prong of the variance criteria. Should be looking it up to see what it actually is in front of me here, but
Better idea. Second one is the spirit of the ordinance would be observed.
can I?
Okay. Yeah, that second prong is the second item of the variance worksheet was the spirit of the ordinance would or would not be observed because
I thought we did a great job on that, and I would disagree and say see the record. That's my opinion.
I agree. I mean, we tried to be more articulate than what we had been in the past due to that new legislative action of listing the facts of how we're coming to that, so it should be in the record.
Decision, yeah, as noted on the decision letter. Yeah,
Mhm.
correct.
I have nothing to add.
Nothing to add? Got anything to add? Number 13, the ZBA failed to properly consider the third prong of the variance criteria, which, if you wouldn't mind reading, Dave?
The third prong was granting the variance would or would not do substantial justice because
I disagree that we failed to consider it. I know that we considered it, and I would even, you know, the ultimate measure of that is, you know, ultimately any loss to the applicant that is not outweighed by a gain to the public is an injustice. And that's part of the applicant's response to that criteria also, but that's the general measuring term of that, which I thought we did a good job determining.
and by denying the variance, there's no gain from the town,
Correct. So there was therefore injustice.
Yeah.
Do you feel differently?
No.
Same?
Our answer, I thought, was excellent.
Okay. Number 14, the ZBA relied on illegal communications outside the public hearing record to meet the fourth prong of the variance criteria. This is in regards to
This is the values of the surrounding properties, which is what the fourth.
this- Did I read that right? Number 14. Sorry, I missed my place here. No, this is different.
Number 14 is the value of the properties.
On the fourth prong. Okay, sorry, I don't
Yeah.
have that right.
The fourth prong, or the fourth criteria is for the following reasons. The values of the surrounding properties would or would not be diminished. And what's written here is that we relied on Jay and Brett's discussions with realtors in making that decision.
Yeah,
I
I
think
feel
in 4 through 7 or whatever it was, we already indicated that
yeah. I thought was
we
that.
did not rely on it. And there was no information that the abutters provide to show these properties are gonna go down to this value. And we talked about that.
Mhm.
So, Matter of fact,
I think we can just keep it short and
yeah,
simple.
yep,
I think it's very similar to the number 4 through 7.
I agree.
That's my 2 cents. Jay, anything to add? Feel similar?
Is that in criteria 4?
Criteria 4, yep. You agree? Okay. Number 15, ZBA failed to properly consider the 5th prong of the variance criteria.
Which is unnecessary hardship for A, owing to special conditions of the property that distinguish it from other properties in the area. Denial of the variance would result in unnecessary hardship because
I don't know, I thought we were very thorough. I thought we covered it. I disagree with that, and let's say for the
yeah.
see the record.
I don't see how. I suppose with everything we do, somebody could have a different outlook on it, but I think from doing our due diligence and review of the ordinance and the other documents that the town relies on, we've documented
We've
it.
documented it, and the board came to the decision it did. Yeah, I think overall that the board has satisfied the legal requirements and acted methodically with regard to the judgment of the evidence here presented.
I agree.
There's a lot of time spent on this.
Yeah, yeah, we did a lot of research and spent a lot of hours on this. Not something we took lightly. So I guess we just chatted through it. And ultimately this is a yes or a no. We do have to provide a decision letter, one way or the other, with reasons.
I would make a motion to deny the application for a motion for rehearing from Richard Craig and Sharon Smith for the property located at
99,
deny,
not 99 River Road.
99 River Road.
Do I have a second?
You do.
Jay seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Michelle?
Aye.
Thank you for your time. You are free to take that to the next level if you so choose.
I'd make a motion to conclude this evening's meeting.
Sure, yes.
Conclude this evening's meeting.
Yep, do I have a second? Terminate?
I was just gonna go, I just apologize for that.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Jen, can we just real quick, we'll just wrap. Give me a motion to
Adjourn.
adjourn.
That was from Dave.
Yep.
Jay second.
Jay seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Meeting adjourned. Thank you for your time, everybody.
Dan, take a picture of her with that plan in her hand. Prove that it's factual.
You don't trust me?
No.
Come on.
That's a good question.